Imagine waking up to a winter morning only to find your greenhouse turned into an icy graveyard for your crops. Months of effort gone, just like that. For most, staying warm and keeping greenhouses functional means relying on costly gas or electricity. But what if you didn't need either? The Amish, known for their off-grid ingenuity, have mastered methods to heat greenhouses naturally. Today, we'll dive deep into their techniques. Practical, sustainable, and surprisingly simple. Number 1, the power of the sun. The power of the sun is the cornerstone of natural greenhouse heating, a technique mastered by the Amish over generations. By harnessing the sun's energy, they create a self-sustaining environment for plants to thrive, even during the harshest winters, without relying on electricity or gas. This approach, known as passive solar heating, maximizes the sun's potential through careful design, material selection, and strategic implementation. The first step in utilizing solar power is the precise orientation of the greenhouse. Positioning it to face the southern sky ensures that it receives the maximum amount of sunlight throughout the day. This orientation is especially crucial during winter when the sun's path is lower in the sky. The south-facing design captures sunlight at its most effective angles, bathing the greenhouse in warmth and light for as many hours as possible. Even in areas with shorter daylight hours, this orientation ensures optimal energy collection. The materials used in Amish greenhouses are another key to their success. Clear glazing materials, such as high-quality glass or double-layered polycarbonate panels, allow sunlight to enter while trapping heat inside. These materials are chosen not only for their ability to transmit light, but also for their insulating properties, which help retain the warmth collected during the day. Advanced glazing techniques, such as using double layers with an air gap in between, create a buffer zone that prevents heat loss while maintaining a steady internal temperature. To amplify the effects of solar heating, the Amish integrate thermal mass into their greenhouse designs. Thermal mass refers to materials that absorb, store, and release heat over time. Inside their greenhouses, you'll often find stone pathways, brick walls, or large water barrels strategically placed. During the day, these materials soak up sunlight and gradually release the stored heat as temperatures drop at night. Water, in particular, is highly effective due to its capacity to hold large amounts of heat without significant temperature fluctuation, making it a natural, low-maintenance thermal battery. Another ingenious technique used by the Amish involves optimizing the internal design of the greenhouse. The roofs are often angled to increase the surface area exposed to sunlight, allowing the structure to capture more energy. This is particularly beneficial in winter when every photon of sunlight matters. The interior layout is also carefully planned, ensuring that all plants receive sufficient light and warmth. Dark-colored surfaces or materials are used strategically to absorb more heat, creating an efficient heat distribution system within the greenhouse. Ventilation plays a vital role in maintaining the balance of solar heating. While the focus is on capturing and retaining heat, it's equally important to prevent overheating on sunny winter days. Operable vents or windows are installed to allow excess heat to escape, ensuring a stable environment for the plants. This balance of heat capture and regulation makes the system highly effective and adaptable to varying weather conditions. The Amish also take advantage of the sun's seasonal dynamics. They often pair their greenhouses with deciduous trees planted nearby. In summer, these trees provide shade, reducing excessive heat gain. In winter, when the trees lose their leaves, sunlight can penetrate freely, making the most of the sun's lower angles. This clever use of natural elements complements the greenhouse design, enhancing its efficiency without requiring additional resources. One of the lesser-known aspects of solar heating in Amish greenhouses is the attention to insulation and heat retention. The north-facing walls, which receive little to no sunlight, are often solid and insulated to prevent heat loss. Some even incorporate reflective materials to direct sunlight back into the greenhouse, maximizing its impact. By sealing gaps and using layers of insulation, they create a system that conserves heat effectively, ensuring the plants are protected even during freezing temperatures. The power of the sun is not just about warmth, but also about light. Amish greenhouses are designed to maximize light diffusion, ensuring that every corner receives adequate sunlight. This is achieved through high-quality glazing materials and smart interior layouts. The result is an environment where plants can photosynthesize efficiently, even during the darker months. The simplicity and ingenuity of the Amish approach demonstrate how effective solar power can be when applied thoughtfully. Their methods highlight the potential of natural resources to sustain agriculture in any season. By understanding the principles of sunlight capture, heat retention, and energy distribution, they've created a system that is not only efficient, but also deeply harmonious with the environment. This is the power of the sun, fully realized in a way that requires no electricity, no gas, and no compromise on productivity. Number 2, thermal mass. Thermal mass refers to the strategic use of dense materials within a greenhouse to absorb heat during the day and release it gradually when temperatures drop. This technique is vital for maintaining a stable environment without external heating sources, particularly in areas with drastic day-to-night temperature shifts. Materials such as water, stone, concrete, and brick are commonly used due to their ability to store large amounts of thermal energy. Water, for instance, is one of the most effective thermal mass materials, as it can hold significant heat with minimal temperature changes, making it an ideal choice for maintaining consistency within the greenhouse. The placement of these materials plays a critical role in their effectiveness. They are typically positioned in areas where they can receive maximum sunlight exposure, such as along the southern wall of the greenhouse or beneath large windows. Dark-colored surfaces are preferred, as they absorb more heat compared to lighter ones. This is why water barrels, often painted black, are a popular choice for greenhouse thermal mass, as they combine high heat capacity with optimized absorption. The design of the greenhouse also contributes to the success of thermal mass integration. Features such as thick stone or concrete pathways, walls, or trom walls can increase the thermal storage capacity. Trom walls, in particular, consist of a solid thermal mass wall placed behind a layer of clear glazing, capturing sunlight and releasing warmth steadily over time. Additionally, the specific arrangement of thermal mass materials can enhance airflow, ensuring even heat distribution across the greenhouse. For instance, spacing between water barrels or strategic placement of thermal mass near plants can help regulate localized temperatures. By carefully incorporating thermal mass into greenhouse structures, growers can reduce their dependence on external energy sources and create a more sustainable and resilient growing environment. This approach ensures optimal conditions for plant growth while minimizing costs and environmental impact. Number 3, composting. Composting is a highly effective natural process that utilizes organic materials to create heat and nutrient-rich humus. This method generates warmth through decomposition, making it an excellent way to heat greenhouses while recycling organic waste. The process begins with the careful layering of green, nitrogen-rich, and brown, carbon-rich materials. Greens include items like vegetable scraps, fresh grass clippings, and manure, while browns consist of dried leaves, straw, and small branches. The ideal carbon-to-nitrogen ratio is around 25:1, which ensures that the microorganisms responsible for decomposition can thrive. These microorganisms generate heat as they break down the organic matter, with well-maintained piles reaching internal temperatures of up to 160 degrees Fahrenheit, enough to provide significant warmth. Moisture levels between 40% and 60% are critical to sustain microbial activity, as too much water leads to anaerobic conditions and unpleasant odors, while too little dries out the pile and halts the process. Turning the compost regularly is equally important to aerate the pile, ensuring oxygen reaches the aerobic bacteria that drive the breakdown process. This prevents compaction and distributes heat evenly throughout the pile. Compost piles can be strategically placed along the perimeter or even inside a greenhouse to radiate the generated warmth directly into the space, especially during colder nights. For better heat retention, some farmers use insulated bins or encase compost in breathable covers. Decomposition occurs in 3 phases. The mesophilic phase, 20 to 40 degrees Celsius, for initial breakdown. The thermophilic phase, 40 to 70 degrees Celsius, for rapid heating and complex material breakdown. And the cooling maturation phase, where the material stabilizes into nutrient-rich compost. Composting not only heats greenhouses, but also creates valuable soil additives that improve fertility, water retention, and soil structure, making it a dual-purpose solution for both warmth and sustainability. Number 4, insulation and windbreaks. Insulation and windbreaks are critical for maintaining consistent temperatures in a greenhouse and protecting it from external elements. Insulation works to minimize heat loss, while windbreaks reduce wind speeds and shield the structure from damage. One effective insulation method involves lining the greenhouse interior with bubble polythene. This material creates air pockets that act as a thermal barrier, reducing heat loss while still allowing sufficient light penetration. For even better results, thermal screens or retractable curtains can be installed to trap warmth during nighttime or in colder weather. These screens can be adjusted to maintain ideal temperatures and help save energy. Rigid insulation panels are another excellent option, particularly for the north-facing walls that receive minimal sunlight. Using materials like polystyrene or polyurethane panels adds an extra layer of protection against heat escape. Double-glazed windows or polycarbonate panels further improve insulation by creating a gap that traps air, serving as an additional buffer against cold conditions. Windbreaks, on the other hand, serve to mitigate the impact of cold winds that can strip away heat from the greenhouse. Natural windbreaks, such as rows of trees or dense shrubs, are often planted strategically around the greenhouse to create a buffer zone. These natural barriers reduce wind speeds and form a microclimate that slightly raises temperatures near the greenhouse. Artificial windbreaks, such as fences or synthetic barriers, are also highly effective. However, they need to be porous, with about 20 to 50% of air passing through to avoid creating turbulence or pressure buildup, which could damage the structure. The placement of windbreaks is equally important. To maximize their effectiveness, they should be positioned at a distance of 10 to 15 times their height from the greenhouse. For instance, a 2-meter windbreak should be placed about 20 to 30 meters away. Combining these insulation methods and windbreak strategies ensures the greenhouse retains heat more efficiently, creating an ideal environment for plant growth year-round. Number 5, growing the right crops. Growing the right crops in a winter greenhouse is essential for ensuring consistent productivity and a reliable harvest, even during harsh weather conditions. Choosing crops specifically suited for cold climates and low light conditions not only maximizes yield, but also reduces the energy required to maintain optimal growing conditions. Cold, hardy vegetables and herbs thrive in cooler temperatures, making them ideal choices for winter cultivation. Leafy greens are among the most popular crops for winter greenhouses, due to their ability to grow well in low temperatures and limited sunlight. Spinach is a standout performer, tolerating temperatures as low as 20 degrees Fahrenheit and often becoming sweeter after exposure to frost. Kale is another exceptional choice, known for its resilience to freezing conditions and its ability to produce consistently throughout the winter. Swiss chard, while slightly less cold tolerant, remains a reliable option for extended harvests, with its ability to regrow after cutting, making it highly productive. Root vegetables also excel in winter conditions because their underground growth provides natural insulation. Carrots are a favorite for winter cultivation, as they not only survive cold weather, but also develop enhanced sweetness when exposed to frost. Beets are another excellent option, maintaining their quality and flavor even in chilly conditions. Radishes, with their rapid growth cycle, can be planted successively to ensure a steady supply throughout the season. Alliums, including leeks and green onions, are particularly well suited to winter greenhouses. Leeks are hardy and can withstand even harsh frosts, providing a reliable harvest over the winter months. Green onions, or scallions, are fast-growing and frost-tolerant, making them an excellent choice for consistent production in a winter environment. Brassicas, such as cabbage, Brussels sprouts, and broccoli, are also excellent candidates for winter greenhouses. Cabbage varieties bred for cold tolerance can be harvested well into the winter, while Brussels sprouts thrive in frosty conditions and even improve in flavor after being exposed to cold. Broccoli, particularly overwintering varieties, performs well in greenhouses, offering a valuable addition to winter crop rotations. Certain legumes, such as snow peas and sugar snap peas, are also ideal for winter cultivation. These crops prefer cooler temperatures and can tolerate light frosts, making them suitable for planting in late fall for winter harvests. Herbs like parsley, cilantro, and chives add versatility to winter greenhouses, as they are hardy enough to survive cold temperatures while providing fresh, flavorful additions to winter meals. To maximize the success of these crops, growers can employ techniques to enhance growth and resilience. Using row covers or cloches inside the greenhouse adds an extra layer of warmth and protection against sudden temperature drops. Maintaining optimal soil health is also crucial. Adding organic matter, such as compost, ensures the soil remains nutrient-rich, which supports robust plant development. Consistent monitoring of temperature, humidity, and airflow prevents the buildup of moisture, which can lead to diseases like mold and mildew. Succession planting is another effective strategy, ensuring that there is a continuous harvest throughout the winter months. By staggering the planting of fast-growing crops like radishes, lettuce, and spinach, growers can maintain a steady supply of fresh produce. Crop rotation within the greenhouse also helps manage soil health and reduces the risk of pest and disease buildup, ensuring long-term productivity. With thoughtful planning and the selection of the right crops, a winter greenhouse can provide an abundant supply of vegetables and herbs year-round. These crops are not only resilient, but also adaptable to the unique challenges of winter cultivation, making them indispensable for sustainable greenhouse operations. Number 6. Cold frames and hotbeds. Cold frames and hotbeds are ingenious tools for extending the growing season, protecting plants, and optimizing crop growth during colder months. Both systems operate on the principle of creating a controlled microclimate, but they differ in functionality and design. Understanding their construction, operation, and benefits can help gardeners achieve year-round productivity. A cold frame is essentially a mini greenhouse, constructed with a low frame made of wood, metal, or even repurposed materials like bricks, and covered with a transparent material such as glass or clear plastic. Its primary function is to trap solar heat, warming the interior space and protecting plants from frost. The placement of a cold frame is critical for maximizing its efficiency. Ideally, it should face south to capture the most sunlight throughout the day. The roof of the cold frame is often angled to increase sunlight absorption and allow rain or snow to slide off easily. Insulation can be added to the sides of the frame to retain heat better, and during particularly cold nights, additional coverings such as blankets can be placed over the top for extra warmth. Hotbeds, on the other hand, provide active soil heating in addition to the solar heat trapped by a cold frame. Traditionally, hotbeds are created by layering fresh manure or compost beneath the planting soil. As the organic material decomposes, it generates heat that rises through the soil, maintaining a warm root zone for the plants above. The decomposition process can last for weeks or even months, providing a consistent and natural heat source. Modern adaptations of hotbeds may include electric heating cables buried under the soil for more controlled and reliable heating. But traditional manure-based systems remain popular for their sustainability and cost-effectiveness. Combining cold frames with hotbeds enhances the benefits of both systems. The cold frame traps heat from the sun, while the hotbed warms the soil from below, creating a double-layered heating effect that protects plants from even the harshest cold. This combination is particularly useful for starting seeds early in the season, allowing crops like lettuce, spinach, and kale to be planted weeks before outdoor conditions would normally permit. It also provides an excellent environment for hardening off seedlings, gradually acclimating them to outdoor conditions before transplantation. Beyond crop production, cold frames and hotbeds also contribute to soil health. The decomposition process in hotbeds enriches the soil with nutrients, creating a fertile growing medium for future plantings. Additionally, the consistent warmth in the soil prevents it from becoming compacted or frozen, which can otherwise hinder root development. Maintenance of cold frames and hotbeds is relatively simple but essential for optimal performance. Regularly aerating the compost or manure in hotbeds ensures consistent decomposition and heat production. The transparent covers of cold frames should be cleaned periodically to maximize sunlight penetration. During warm days, venting the cold frame by propping open the lid prevents overheating, which can damage plants. Cold frames and hotbeds are versatile and customizable. They can be constructed with minimal materials and adapted to fit small backyard gardens or larger farming operations. Their simplicity and efficiency make them indispensable for anyone looking to extend the growing season, improve crop yields, and reduce reliance on external heating systems. These tools embody the principles of sustainable gardening by combining natural processes and smart design to create thriving, productive spaces regardless of the season.